It's however customary at this time to allow citizens of the community with matters not on the agenda today pertaining to city policies, programs, and services to speak to the commission. And the floor is now open for such comments. Anyone would like to come forward? Sir, we'd like to ask for anybody coming up if they would state their name and address and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Thank you.
I'm Bill Mosier. It's 3703 South Harrison Street. Been here before. Same thing. You want to ask folks, ask the commission, please. Why not delete city sales tax on Atmos Energy's rider tax? Why is it that we pay tax on tax? That's so ridiculous. Now, the city commission agreed to that, with Atmos Energy. And we're paying city sales tax. Now, I brought my bill, I showed it, where we're paying city sales tax on Atmos Energy's driver tax. That we pay tax on everything. Hey, why is it we start taxing taxes? We're overdoing it. I'm asking you, please, why not introduce a measure to delete city sales tax on that tax? That's very simple.
Thank you, Mr. Mosier.
Yes, sir.
The answer we've received as we've dealt through this in the past is a tax that we have no control over. It's a state tax. Is that correct, Mr. City Manager?
Yes, Mayor, I believe so.
It's not something, it's sort of listed that way, but in fact, we have no authority to do that. Thank you for your comment.
The city tax, you have no authority to. The city, we're collecting city sales tax on Atmos Energy rider tax. All I'm saying is why not delete the city sales tax?
Mr. Mosier, we have discussed this many times in the past, and the answer hasn't changed.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
I'm jackass was Steve bringing it up. You know where that came from.
Yes, sir. Please come forward.
I have an Arthur course. I paid 9,000.
Yes.
I have a problem with the water bill. I never knew, number one, that there was a minimum. I am cheap. I don't use water.
That's right.
That's a
Can
good
you
thing.
people get by with 2,000 a month? 2,000 gallons of water a month? Know what I do? Every drop of water that comes out of my tap, I use. I put it in the bucket, I water my tree. Right. I got this just to see how I make it out. And I was surprised that if I get zero amount of water, which is hard to do, I pay the same as if I get 3,000. Oh, is there a minimum?
Mr. City Manager.
Certainly. Mr. Alford, good to see you again. It's been a while since you've been here, but okay.
I'm sorry?
Very good to see you. It's been a while since you've been here. I hope you're doing well. The water bill, the base charge on the water bill includes the first 3,000 gallons of water.
Starting, okay.
Correct. So if you use 100 or you use 2,999, that fits into that first 3,000 for that fixed fee. You go over 3,000, so 3,001, then you start paying by the 1,000 gallons. Not this group sitting here today, but prior groups established that in an attempt to help folks that were on fixed incomes. It used to be 2,000 gallons. When the base rate went up, they added another 1,000 gallons to it in an effort to try to help those folks that were in that category and let them stay within that minimum. Now, if you use, less, that's not something that comes with a discount. It's a flat fee for up to the 3,000 gallons.
Okay, but I told him sometimes about, do they ever estimate? No, not never. Well, I got one here, 5,000 gallon 1 month and 0 gallon next month.
There are times that a water bill has to be estimated. I'm not sure who told you no.
But I think $4 extra for my $5 than if it was my 3 to 3. Like I said, I'm cheap.
I hear you. But that corrected itself on your next bill.
No, it didn't, because I still paid that $4 extra.
Okay. Tell you what, if you can remain for a moment when we're finished. Michelle Bonner is over here to your right. If you want to turn to your right and look. If you'll visit with her, she can help you with that.
So these people will.
Well, she's
Okay.
She's the expert.
She's the expert.
It's good.
I'm Jean Alford, but I'd like to ask you something. I know Americans...
So, ma'am, if I could ask you, sir, if you're done, if you could take your seat. And then, ma'am, if you would, I understand, if you would mind starting with your name and address.
I'm Jean Alford.
And
That's
your
how I
address.
know he's cheap.
Excuse me.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
you're very welcome. I'm sort of confused. You are very much in favor of saving water.
Absolutely.
I am so sick of driving around the city with the apartments, got great big showers of water going in it, all running down the street. Why can't we do anything? The businesses are the same, and I hate to say it, the city parks are the same. And I know you don't like rationing. That word Americans do not seem to like. But why can't we say control?
We were actually studying alternatives that could be presented. Those aren't defined yet, but we certainly agree with exactly what you're saying.
It's annoying.
It's more than annoying.
We are very, as you can see, we're very much concerned. Even my washer now is unhooked, hooked onto a hose, and you can water the trees in the backyard. The dishwasher I haven't got done yet, and I'd love to find a way of doing the bathroom and the shower, but it's on the other side of the house, so it makes it a little difficult. But why can we not talk to a builder saying, well, when you're putting up all these wonderful houses, can't you put another line running underneath that went underneath the lawns? You know, you have those lawns that have those hoses that have holes in them. Why can't you put an extra one? Washing water doesn't hurt any plant or any grass, and I know that the guys, I've read all the things in the paper where anything that goes above 6 foot is wasted. So why do they all shoot the stuff right up in the air? Can we not make some form of control?
We certainly have some restrictions available through our conservation plan. But they're triggered.
I hate to say it, maybe some.
Go ahead. I can't quite hear you though.
Pardon me?
I couldn't quite hear the
Well, I
last
should
thing.
say that a lot of people don't seem to be taking too much notice. Because if you go around some of the streets, people are hosing, why don't we make it that you can only do lawns twice a week? Because they say a small, the size of a can of tuna, the small size. If you put one on your lawn and you get half an inch of water in it, your lawn has to have sufficient water. So why are all these people just letting it go all over the place? They love, even when it's raining, the darn things are going up. And you really are short of water. And you've got to be even more so, I'm afraid. But I would just like to see, I'd love to see rationing, but I'm used to rationing. I'm English and I was brought up in the Second World War, so I know what rationing is. And they don't like that word here. So I think if we call it control, it might go down a little bit. So that's, I just get annoyed when I see it. And I have great temptation to knock on the door, but seeing I have no authority, but a great temptation to knock on the door and say, you can't do this.
Ms. Alford, you can report water wasters with the city.
And we'll go knock on their door.
And the city will go knock on their
And you
door.
will?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then you better get into Port, go onto Port Road, because there's a hot place there that have it running down the road all the time.
We have a reporting site on our website where you can report water wasters yourself, you can report others.
I hate
Well,
I'm sorry, I will use it, but I hate
afterwards, if you would remain, we'll have one of the city people get those addresses from you, or if you'd like to print
I'll
them,
get the addresses and I'll get them to you. I will put them on,
if you would,
but it's not my best friend. I find that children don't talk anymore, they just go on telephones or the on computer, but try and get a conversation out of a 10-year-old child today is almost impossible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else who would like to make a comment?
Did I take a word?
Sure, we've had our comment time, and you've had your 3 minutes. If you don't mind,
May I ask one thing?
No.
if you come back up to the podium, I certainly would be pleased to have you ask one thing.
I'm still there. Jim was saying about people using too much water, too much water. I don't know what the rates are, but why aren't they published? Just
What
What
rates
year?
of what are, sir?
the rates for the 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 gallons of water.
Mr. City Manager.
They are published. We can give you a printout of them downstairs, but they're posted on the website for you
You
to
know, I don't
see.
know how to
Yeah.
get on a computer.
Okay, we'll be glad, Mr. Alford, we'll be glad to get you a copy of them. Ms. Bonner can help you with that. And what I think you'll see, the more water somebody uses, the more they pay for it. So as your gallon count goes up, each gallon gets more expensive. Not just quantity, but price.
Well,
Maybe you should go a little higher.
I think it should be a little boost.
Thank you,
Well,
sir.
I'm all for that. That helps me do the budget every year.